The Penguin is the best show DC has come out with in the last 10 years, hands down. There's a new king in Gotham, and his name is Oswald Cobblepot. Or should I say, the Penguin.
Not that I'm complaining.
But that's not how the story starts. So let's go back to the beginning. Well, technically the end of the Batman movie. Gotham is in shambles after a devastating flood that, let's be honest, could have destroyed the whole city. Batman is nowhere to be found, and the criminal underworld is in flux because of Carmine Falcone's death. The head honchos of head honchos is gone, so the streets are pretty much in limbo, waiting for somebody to make a move.
Streets are talking again. They know there's only one man big enough to run this city.
See, some people see the lay of the land and only see problems to solve, but those with true ambition see an opportunity. That crossroad is where we find the main character of this story, the Penguin.
I'm listening.
Now, I enjoyed this show for many reasons, but before I get into all of them, I gotta say that the most impressive thing about the Penguin is this. They were able to recreate the same level of aura and presence you felt while watching the Batman for the first time. The city of Gotham felt alive, no matter who we were following in the story. And that transfer of power, if you will, is no easy feat. Plus, it doesn't take much for spin-offs to go left, so kudos to them for keeping the feeling authentic throughout the show. But let's dive into how a mid-level gangster was able to become the monster that took down Gotham's biggest crime families.
It's about damn time.
But let's be honest about the Penguin's meteoric rise. This man was super lucky.
You can't keep getting away with it!
I can't tell you how many times while watching this show that I thought this bird was cooked. But before that could happen, by some miracle, he was saved by the bell. And by bell, I mean Vic. Victor Aguilera comes in clutch time and time again. And don't even get me started about how they did my man's Vic dirty, bro. I'll mess around and flip a table out his jump.
To this day! To this day!
But all jokes aside, the plot armor was super thick on the side of Oswald Cobblepot. At the same time though, I gotta give him credit. There's plenty of times where, he created his own luck. Being in the right position, having the right friends, it's all part of the game.
America's a hustle.
I declare bankruptcy!
He continuously found ways to outsmart his opposition and, stay a couple moves ahead. Which leads me to my next point. They did an excellent job with developing these characters, because they do it in a way that is conducive to the overarching narrative. Every mood change, every facial expression is highlighted, to the point where you can almost see the gears turning in these characters' heads before they make their next decision. Because ultimately, it could mean life or death.
So, don't do no stupid shit.
They left room for this script to really breathe, which in turn allowed these actors to bring these characters to life. Each episode felt purposeful and curated to make the biggest splash possible. Granted, if you ask me, this series was more about the mental gymnastics than, the action sequences. Characters like the Penguin and Sofia Falcone would jump through hoops to justify their actions. And that level of delusion and resolve was astounding. And I have to say, bro, outside of the Gotham series that came out like 10 years ago, this is the most physically imposing version of the Penguin. Like, he really get after it. Colin Farrell really turned him into a monster. But he wasn't the only monster we got to see every week. No, not by a long shot.
What do you mean by that?
Kristen Miliotti's portrayal of Sofia Falcone was the wild card of this series. From the way they introduced her to the person she became after meeting her old driver, Oswald. I gotta say, bro, her performance was a masterclass in the art of descending into madness. It was something in the eyes.
Am I scared? Nah. I'm scared. I'm scared.
But don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that her storyline was perfect. But if you ask me, it did begin to stall after her grand entrance into the belly of the beast that is Gotham's underworld.
I am a Gigante, and this is a new family now.
The contentious dynamic between her and the Penguin created some powerful moments. Moments that will live rent-free in my head for a cool minute. My only real issue with the Penguin was how the content loop weakened as we got closer to the finale. What I mean by that is that players were getting picked off left and right. So there wasn't a lot of room for interpretation along the way, meaning the writing was basically on the wall of how things were going to end. Now, that's not inherently a bad thing, because sometimes less is more, but things became way more predictable towards the end. Fortunately, they pretty much made all the right decision on how they chose to end the series. Other than that, I don't really have much to say about the series other than The Penguin is must-see TV, which is why I gave it a 10 out of 10 G-File score. Trust me when I say this, you won't regret watching it. Even if you've never seen the Batman before, you'll still be able to enjoy this show because it's good all by itself. But that's all I got for The Penguin, man. If you enjoyed this review, here's another one that we think you might like. But before you go, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss one of my weekly reviews. And, let me know what you think of Penguin in the comment section below. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.